So let's rat-a-tat-tat right through the important quarterback parts from Kyle Shanahan yesterday if you missed them. So a lot of them are quick. First, is San Francisco looking for a veteran QB?
Would you be looking for a high-profile veteran?
No, we're content enough.
No, we're content enough. Okay, then what's Brock Purdy's timeline?
Once 3 months is over, they start the rehab of just building the arm back slowly. And by 6 months, it's built back. And that's when I started asking questions. So does that mean ease them in and stuff like that, like you would think of ACLs and things like that? And they said, no, the build-up's been from 3 to 6. And at 6 months, he is the same dude in full go. So that was the most encouraging part that I heard.
CTP, cleared to play.
Right. In 6 months.
In early August, if they do the surgery soon and if it goes well.
Right, and you would assume that they would do the surgery sooner rather than later once he gets all of his second and third opinions, and you would also assume that the surgery, quote, goes well, because the surgery is not that complicated in terms of it's either A or B, and if they go in there and they look, and the UCL, the ligament, can be reattached and fixed, that's 3 to 6 months. It's 3 months until he can throw, 6 months till he can play. If the ligament is so badly damaged that it can't be fixed, now you need a new ligament in there. Now we're talking about Tommy John, and that's 9 to 12 months.
And John Lynch had already said there are, at this point, no indications that that's the case. And what about Trey Lance and his injury? When's he going to be ready?
It sounds like he'll be pretty close around phase 1, phase 2. You know, OTAs is the third phase, which I think that's 5 weeks after phase 1. So we'll see in phase 1. They know they're saying right around that time. So hopefully we'll be able to ease him in with drill work and things like that. And then by OTAs, he'll be able to go.
It was funny in a way, and it was tough. I get it. From the media standpoint, everyone's trying to get to the same answer, and everyone's trying to figure out how to phrase the question to get Kyle Shanahan to answer two things. A, is Brock Purdy your starter? And B, are you interested in anybody we've heard of on the free agent market with regard to quarterbacking? So here was one try at it. How are you going to handle the quarterback situation this offseason?
I don't think there's much to handle. One guy can't go, and the other guy should be ready for OTAs. So OTAs haven't been that consistent over the last 3-4 years since COVID. They keep being a little bit more different each year, so it's not as big of a deal as it used to be, but it sounds like we'll at least have one guy for it.
All right, that was unsatisfying. Okay, how about this, Kyle? Is Brock Purdy your starter?
Things I haven't even thought about at all. So right now we're just working on coaches, and I think that stuff will play itself out by training camp.
Damn it, that didn't work.
No.
Okay.
You want to try again?
What if we said, okay, well, let's go back. Remember how you already said that you're content at the... But so there's no veteran quarterback no other veteran quarterback that you want.
I know we have 2 starters on our team right now that I believe we can win with. So when you have that situation, you're not that eager to go looking around.
Damn it. Okay. Garoppolo. What about Jimmy?
There's a scenario in which you guys could see Jimmy being back, and if so, what would that look like?
No, I don't see any scenario of that.
All right, we're done here.
Yeah.
We're done. That's it.
So he won't name a starter. He doesn't know about Trey or Brock as it pertains to next August, which is 6 months away. He won't answer as to whether or not he's going to add another quarterback, but he will tell you it won't be Jimmy Garoppolo, and it won't be a, quote, high-profile free agent. So basically what he's telling you is, I'm worried about my coaching staff. I don't have a defensive coordinator, and when we get into March and we get into the new league year, at that point, he'll figure out what stopgap veteran journeyman he can throw into the mix to have 3 QBs, because right now, come OTAs, he may not have anybody running the offense.
There was a further question about, Kyle, could you describe the profile of the quarterback you do want to sign? And he goes, the best one.
Right, the profile, the best one.
The best one available.
Exactly.
The best one available.
And basically what he's saying is the profile of the quarterback would be somebody who's not going to cost me a lot, somebody who can be there just in case. Kind of a Josh Johnson plus. because I don't think that they had their eyes on Josh Johnson all year.
No, that was an emergency break glass situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's looking for a quarterback who's a little bit better than a Josh Johnson emergency break glass quarterback.
So I guess, yes, the only definitive thing we got was Jimmy's not going to play here.
Right.
And we're 49er.
Neither is Tom.
Thank you. Although we're 49er fans, so even after those definitive statements, Tom Brady's like, I'm retiring, ... for good. And Kyle's like, Jimmy Garoppolo's gone, ... for good.
Right.
And all of us are like,
hard.
we'll see.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll see. But that's what we got from a definitive standpoint. Unless you read between the lines, there was something else definitive that Kyle can't say in these words yet, but he said it, which is as uncomfortable as it is for all of us 49er fans to look at two really young players, not in their 20s, their early 20s. And neither one of them has double-digit starts yet in the NFL, and neither one of them is healthy. That's what we got. And Kyle looked at everyone and went, yep, that's what we got.
Right.
And that's what we're going with. And people are like, yeah, that's uncomfortable. And the 49ers said, right, you're going to have to deal with that because both of them, in different ways, have wowed us, have gotten our attention, have gotten our desire over the last couple of years. We believe in that, and therefore, we think that's how we are both, A, going to win football games, and B, run our salary cap. And so it is Brock Purdy / Trey Lance or bust. And I think that's absolutely the right move. We'd love to hear your perspective on it, 888-957-9570. Are you comfortable with the 49ers putting all of the chips in the young guys' basket? Because that's what I took from yesterday.
I don't know how you can't be comfortable with the approach that they're taking. You look at what Brock Purdy did as the starter. He stepped in and ran the Shanahan system better than Jimmy Garoppolo and better than Trey Lance. Now, we haven't seen enough of Trey Lance to definitively say that Brock is better than what Trey eventually will be or could be. But what we know is this. Brock Purdy took the job as a third stringer, and the team got better. The offense got better. They scored more points, and they won more games than any quarterback to start their career in the history of the organization, including Jimmy Garoppolo. From when he started as a Niners quarterback and he won his last 5, well, Brock Purdy did that 1 or 2 better than what Jimmy Garoppolo did. And you know that the team took 3 first-round picks and threw them in the garbage to get Trey Lance. And so you know that the team wants to see definitively what they have in Trey Lance before they move off of Trey Lance. So you've got 2 quarterbacks, and now you're wondering who the third will be. But that's a question that won't be answered for the next month or 2 or 3 months. And it unfortunately, it does matter.
Well,
I won't say it doesn't really matter because we saw this year that it does matter.
Right, it does, except for you're hoping that it doesn't. And realize this about ourselves. We will be the only fan base in America that spends time this offseason on QB3.